There's a beautiful quote there from Baha'u'llah. If you can see through the eye of justice, you don't need to be told what that is. And I think that's within all of us, to be able to see through the eye of justice. My name is Chris Tobin. I'm a Dharug man. And Dharug people are the Aboriginal people that descend from the original clans in Sydney when the British arrived. Western Sydney is my place of belonging, and I'm a long-time friend of the Baha'is. I feel a particular responsibility to try and pass on a lot of the art styles and the feel of the old art. It's through modern eyes though, but I found art is a really good way of sharing culture. So this is one of the activities I love doing, which is no factories required, but we're going to make paint out of the earth. So we'll either get clays or find the right rocks and get the colours from them, just add water. Sometimes in the old days, people would add a bit of emu oil or something like that to fix it more. So painting on trees in ochre, I don't know if our ancestors did that as an art form. Certainly we've got rock shelters and rock engravings, but there's not been a recording on trees. So I don't know why I did it, but it's turned out to be a really beautiful way of sharing culture with the general population that you don't even meet or talk to, because I'm sticking to the old motifs and that. They can walk past and see that it's Aboriginal painting. And it's sort of like displaying that Aboriginal culture is still alive, still here, still living. But it's also a beautiful example of environmental interaction with the country. I'm painting them in ochres. These are just clays and rocks scratched up to make paint. We paint the trees, the rain will come and wash them back into the earth. I also put a bit of meaning into them too. So it's, like I say, a nice way of sharing cultural messages. Even by painting up the different animals and that is to keep those animals in people's consciousness. So having fresh ochre on the trees is a very strong way of sharing with people that our people are still alive right now. But partly what I want to do is to show that it's not to last forever. And so we enjoy it for the time and give it the significance that it has. You know, it's such a beautiful thing to be doing. And then it just washes away. It's a beautiful way of sharing culture and ideas and art. You can say you're any nationality you want in Australia, but you say you're Aboriginal, people are going to have an opinion about that based on what you look like. And I think we've got the opportunity in Sydney to be part of that respectful journey of dispelling racism that way. For me, Aboriginality is more about place than race. So us coming to the world was not seen by men and women coming together. It was a spiritual process that was involved. And again, I think there's much to reflect on with that today. The art is a lovely way to shape that and to invite people to reflect on things a bit differently or see things a bit differently, which is hugely important. You know, we're not going to be able to bring the world together if we're not able to sit in each other's shoes and see how other people are seeing things and that. And that's really important for us in Australia. I think that's one of the unifying elements of art. Our people did not write things down. Things were passed down by word of mouth, but they were also and really imprinted on you to remember things with paintings that conveyed meaning down. And that remains a very useful force for us in contemporary Australia, because we have the whole world here now, and people, they're often confined to their language, culture. Art is able to step over that for people. We can have people that don't even speak the language I speak that can look at an art piece, and if it's done well, they'll be able to gain meaning. They also bring things to it too, so it can open all sorts of areas of inquiry and discussion by what people bring to it as well. But the fact that you don't have to speak the same language of the artist to be able to be imprinted or to take something from that art piece. It's a very useful way of communicating with each other. I'm encouraged that the Universal House of Justice does see the value of art in such a powerful way, because art is often dismissed. And I used to think that way too, but I've come to appreciate how important art is. It reaches out to everyone. You can have a response to art. Doesn't matter if you don't even understand it, you can have this emotional response even. But it's hard to imagine a culture without art. And the type of art is often reflective of the culture. I mean, our art, and that's why I draw on the traditional motifs and materials, there's an environmental integrity involved with creating that art. And I think it offers the opportunity for people to come together. For Baha'is that want to connect with culture, and I think everyone would do well to have some relationship with culture. The repair or the maintenance of the health and well-being of the whole country is a good way of supporting Aboriginal people. And any assistance to help with the management of the country is supporting Aboriginal culture and having a connection. I think the other way, there's NAIDOC for starters. A lot of people think that NAIDOC's just for Aboriginal people. No, that's our opportunity for everyone to get in and connect with culture, connect with Aboriginal people. The other way, I guess, is to learn more about the culture. Now, that's sometimes hard to do. We're a small percentage of the whole population now. And you've got general Aboriginal culture too, but you've also got the culture of the Aboriginal people of that place. We're not all one big mob. And I think that's another beautiful teaching from Aboriginal culture that people can learn from is, yes, we're one big country, but we're also many countries. And that diversity, Baha'is have been aware of that for a long time and promote that. So to learn more about the country or the culture of the place, to learn the history of the place, that's going to benefit all of us. People, they learn respect for Aboriginal culture if they learn more about it. The other thing that we could learn about is the importance of health of country. And I think if people appreciated the relationship we have with the rest of the environment, that we are part of the country, it encourages us to give more attention to looking after the health of the other creatures. That makes us better people, I think, and more responsible. And of course, if the country's healthy, we're healthy. So as a Dharug man, I feel this sense of responsibility and cultural safety for everyone that lives here. And my children will be continuing that same responsibility to country too.